Alright, here I have 3 tires. In the background is my Trail125. Got 3 tires for it, and I want to try these 3 tires out. These tires are in the 3-inch size, so 3-inch, 17. The stock size on the Trail is 80-90, so it's a metric size. This is an inch size, so metric 80 millimeters wide. So that's actually big. That's actually wider than 3 inches, because 1 inch is 25.4. 25.4 times 3 is 75, 76, 76.4. No, 76.2. Is that right? 76. Yeah. So anyways, so it's less than 80. So basically, the width-wise, the stock tire should be wider than these ones are, but these ones are knobbies though compared to the stock. The stock is more like a, the stock tire is more like a 90, 10, 90 road, 10 dirt. These tires are a little bit more, more dirt oriented. Like this one, for example, this one is probably, looking at this one, I think this one is probably like a, it's probably closer to like maybe a 50-50 tire, because of how knobby it is, how big the knobs are, and how deep, how deep the knob is. And it's a dual sport tire because the knobs are very close to each other. If it's a true dirt tire, the knobs will be further away. Same with this one right here. This one's actually not even a trail tire. This here, this one says trail. This one right here says trail tire, right? Trail tire SR244. These are supposed to be Shinko's, but it doesn't say Shinko, it says Golden Boy. So I'm not sure what brand Golden Boy is, or who owns Golden Boy. Maybe Shinko owns Golden Boy, or Golden Boy owns Shinko. I have no idea. But just listen to the name of this. It sounds like it's Chinese, or I should say more specifically, probably Taiwanese. So I have to look into this because I have no idea. I never heard of them. But when I bought this, it says it was supposed to be Shinko's 244. It does say right here SR244. So that part's accurate. So here, this tire over here is a IRC, right? IRC Trials, not Trail. Well, this one over here is a Trail tire. This one's a Trials tire. GP1s. So Trials is different, right? Trials riding is different. In Trials riding, you need the tire to be a little bit softer and more flexible, because you're just going a few miles an hour only, basically walking pace, or just above walking pace sometimes. And you're bouncing around, hopping around on rocks and roots and stuff. So you need it to be soft and basically contour the tire to contour to the surface as much as possible to give you as maximum traction. What's the trail tire over here? You see this one? Let me see. I'm pushing it both hands here. Oh, so it's kind of hard to push in here, like so. This one is much easier. So I could do that with one hand. This one with one hand, I could barely squeeze it. I have to use 2 hands to squeeze it just as much as I did with one hand here. So this one has 6 plies. This one's only 4 ply. Why am I comparing these two so much compared to that one? Because these two are very similar. On the pictures you can't tell which, what's what, because they look almost the same. And if you're looking at here, the knobs are basically almost the same as well. But there is a difference. This one's deeper. This one's more shallow. As far as the spacing apart, this one's slightly more apart than this one is. Not that much, just a little bit. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe 3 millimeters or something like that. So not much difference in spacing. As far as hardness of the knobs, this one's definitely harder. This one's harder, and this one's softer. Over here, this one's really soft. This is like a soft knob, and this is actually also this one is a Shinko, and is advertised as a Trials tire. When you go to the Shinko website, it says Trials, not Trail. So Trials riding. That's pretty typical knob pattern that Trials tires use. This type of knob pattern. These type are more like trail riding. So maybe this is a combo Trials or something. But anyway, but on the websites, they say that this is a dual sport tire. They say it's supposed to be what was it, 70-30, I think, or 80-20 or something like that. But looking at it, it's probably at least an 80-20, if not a 70-30. I'm thinking it's probably more like a 70-30 as a dual sport. 70 road, 30 dirt. This one over here is probably more like a 50-50 or 60-40 road dirt. Definitely firmer, stiffer, heavier tire. This one's actually this is actually softer than, or more flexible. The casing is not as stiff. This IRC is not as stiff as the Shinko, and this one apparently supposedly is a Shinko, but it says Golden Boy. Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna try out all 3 tires sometime in the future, but it's gonna be a while because I like to like go all the way to the wear bars on my tires. But it might be a little bit different, when you run a more dirt oriented. You don't want to go down to the wear bars because by then it's like you have no traction whatsoever. So you probably only go like, I don't know, maybe halfway or a little past halfway before you change the tire. And what I'm probably gonna do is what I'm gonna do is with the stock, with the stock trail bike tires. What I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna, obviously the rear tire is the one that wears out first, right? Rear wears out first. What I'm gonna do is once this rear wears out, I'm gonna put the front. I'm gonna take the front off over here and put it into the rear over there. Then start using these ones as the front, because I want to see how the front grip is, and that's where you need. That's where it's important, front grip. Because if the front washes out, you're going down. The rear wash out a little bit, it's okay. You can slide the rear around a little bit. The only time you really need grip in the rear is if you're climbing up a hill. Outside of that, you don't really need much grip on the rear as much. Anyways, the front is more important. So I'm gonna put this in the front first, and as they wear down a little bit, then I'll probably stick them in the back just to see how they perform in the back. But it's more important in the front. So I'm very now that I have it in my hands, I'm very skeptical of this one because it's so heavy and so burly that I think it might be too much for this bike, or at least for the purpose I want to use it for. If I was strictly using this bike on dirt, mostly on dirt only, majority on dirt, I would totally stick with this tire. But I'm gonna be using it, probably mostly pavement with dirt here and there. So I think I'm probably gonna end up using the IRC more than the Golden Boy SR244 compared to the Shinko. This one doesn't even have a name, a number. I think this one is supposed to be SR241s or something like that, or 42s or whatever number they gave. But this one, it doesn't show the number on the freaking tire, or it doesn't show the model. It just says Shinko only. So I have no idea I can't remember which one it is. I have to look at the receipt or the invoice when I bought it. Anyways, yeah, so these are the 3 tires that I'm gonna be testing out. And again, it's gonna be a while. I have to wear out the stock tires first. But actually, what I might do is, when my Cub, I actually might put these tires on the Super Cub, because the Super Cub uses the same rear size. The front size is smaller, but the rear size is the same as the Trail. Whereas the Trail, the front and rear is the same, right? Front and rear is the same, 80 by 90, 17. Whereas the Cub, the back is 80-90, so same. But the front is, I believe, 70-90. So I might actually stick this tire here, or maybe not this back one. I'll leave this back one, but I might take the front one off and put that on the Super Cub, on the back tire of the Super Cub, and put one of these ones, on the front tire here, so that way I could go through the tires faster. So I might do that. But this is gonna take a while. I probably won't have any type of results until, maybe summer at the earliest. Next coming summer. So another 6-7 months or whatever it is. But then I don't see myself riding these bikes that much to wear out the tires that much. These tires are probably, at least in the back anyways, will probably last. I'm thinking probably at least 3,000 miles. Maybe not this one. This one's pretty soft, so it might be less than 3,000 miles. But again, these are knobbies, so they might not last as long because they're knobbies, and you don't want to use them all the way down to the wear bar anyways. But if it was solely a street bike tire, I will wear it all the way down to the wear bar and maybe a little past that, and and for me, I usually, you know, my tires usually last like 3,500 miles on the rear, you know, give or take. But that's a pretty average number right there. So I'm thinking these ones will probably won't last as long, just because the nature of what they are. You know, not being really a street tire, and I'll be mostly riding in the street anyways. Okay, so that's me babbling long enough. Just to show you guys, you know, just looking at the three of them, the knobs, the spacing, very small, tight spacing. So that's definitely not dirt tires. Even though this one is the most dirt oriented, then this one, and obviously this one's a Trials tire. It says, it doesn't say Trials on it, but it's, you know, it's sold as the Trials. This one is sold as the Dual Sport, but it says Trail, and this one's sold as the Dual Sport, but it says Trials. So, so there you go. There you have it. All right, thanks for watching.